Yo! Video games.
So the benefit at the end of this is that I am not an old jaded that only likes the old things that I grew up with. I didn't grow up with any affiliation of Chrono Trigger. Like, all I heard, I was a little bit bitter towards it because it was always the game that was brought up in contention. Whenever you would, the old argument you would hear about when you say your favorite game is Final Fantasy VII, all your friends would say, but Chrono Trigger's better.
Yeah, and
now I put myself in their shoes because I've played it, and guess what? I get it.
Yeah.
Because you know what Chrono Trigger didn't get? A lot of the notoriety back then. It didn't get a lot of, like,
it was
people didn't realize how good this shit was. FF7 was the big game, marketing magazines, all that kind of stuff, best game ever, quote unquote, type shit on the back of the box and stuff. Yeah. And I could feel the spite from Chrono Trigger fans that were like, nobody played our game to know how good it is.
Right.
They're effectively like Vampire Savior fans. They're like Darkstalkers fans, right?
Damn.
Where it's just like, motherfucker, our game like started all this shit. Like, I get it.
You know what the other
I
unfortunate thing is again, because it's so ahead of its time. I mean, it existed, it was known, but it hadn't blown up
until like 10 years later.
Well, Toriyama's art.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Dragon
known.
Ball wasn't as big.
It was a known entity. It wasn't like it didn't exist, but like, where Dragon Ball is today, where Dragon Ball was 10 years ago, is so much bigger than where Dragon Ball was
100%.
in 95 in North America. Where it's like, if that game came out later and it was like, Toriyama art, you know, like, all these, like, you know,
the guys that made
stuff.
Dragon Quest and Dragon Ball are coming together with the Final Fantasy dudes to make pretty much Final Fantasy cross Back to the Future. Yeah. Like, that's what it really is. It's like, it's Dragon Ball meets Back to the Future meets Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, it's all of those things put into one direct game. It's like a crazy amalgamation of all of it. And it's like, the fact that its pacing is relentless. Like, the only part of the game that I was feeling like, this is only okay, is when you first meet Ayla. And you get to Dinosaur Land. Yeah. It's only okay. And I'm like, is it bad? No, it's not bad. It's not. It's like a rat sewer section.
You gotta admit, man, when you first reached the end of time, you were like, what the fuck?
I knew what to expect, so I never had that, because it's like saying people should be surprised that Aerith is going to die in FF7. So here's the benefit. Even with knowing that a lot of shit happens, like, I knew Chrono died. I knew, like, Magus joins your team.
Well, are you talking about your first playthrough or your second? Because this is your second
I knew
playthrough.
Magus joined your team. I made Chrono Trigger fan art for, like, a friend.
Yeah.
And I knew Magus was a part of your party.
Okay.
I never played it. Like, you just know this shit. I know Chrono dies, because people would talk about reviving Chrono.
You're right.
And then people would start arguing in FF7 back in the day, you can revive Aerith like she's Chrono.
Right.
It's the same thing. You just have to do the side quests, and it was all rumor shit. You know?
Right.
So it was like, I offhand would know all this stuff about Chrono Trigger, even though I never played it.
Yeah.
So still, but I would never sit here and, like, gather the experience directly to my face.
I get you.
You know?
I get you.
So what I'm saying is that even with knowing a lot of that shit,
it's the experience.
It's just there, and just letting myself experience it as it is.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite RPG of all time.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. It took the spot of Final Fantasy Tactics, and Tactics has held my second favorite RPG of all time since 1998.
What about Expedition?
Expedition 33 is my game of the year. And it probably is in my top 5 favorite RPGs that I have played.
Damn.
I don't know if it reaches top. The problem with Expedition 33 is that I don't like the last 10%. Dude. It's
Act 3.
It's fucking crazy. Like, these games are so similar. Like, 98% of Chrono Trigger is godlike. Last 2%,
Yeah.
Like, having to go through this big,
Yeah.
And fucking Expedition 33, 95% of this game is fucking godlike, and the last 5% loses me. Like, it completely loses
The
me.
problem for me is not even just, the last percent. It's like, but how much of that, like, narratively fucks the whole game?
In a way, you have to, like,
that I don't really like.
Yeah, in a way, I have to accept that's the way it is, and does that compromise how great of a time I had for, like, 30 hours?
Endings are hard.
It didn't.
Right,
At the same point, it was like, at the end of Chrono Trigger, before I did that last area, I had, like, one more side quest to do with, like, Pimpy or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think this game's flawless. Like, I can't even think back to any part of this game that was not good, or I wanted to play again, or I'd just be happy to play again. Like, I can't think of anything, dude. I would gladly play it again right now. And then I had to do the final dungeon, and I was like, ooh, this sucks. This is not that great.
You could get to Laos without doing the
I
shit.
could.
Yeah, I think it was in.
I definitely could.
The Cave Girls era, right? There was like there was like a cave that you could just go right to lavas.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You could skip it and you end right inside lava.
Yeah, you go right to lavas.
I know.
Straight up, yeah.
It's just the way I played it was like I want to get the true ending.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and that is
the true. You have
the
to go
true
through
ending
that.
is kind of like what feels like the developers intended. Like there's a reason it's behind all the fights.
Yeah.
It's hidden behind all the fights. Like you're fighting every version of Lamos.
Simmons, was Chrono Cross the developers' idea of, well, we need to continue this because this, and this reason? Or do you think that Chrono Trigger was supposed to be a one-off? Was Chrono Trigger supposed to be a one-off? And then
It
Chrono
seems
Trigger
like
is,
it.
Right.
So Chrono Trigger. Okay, so here's the,
Chrono Trigger. Can I answer this without even knowing?
okay.
Chrono Trigger is supposed to be a one-off the same way Back to the Future was.
yeah, more or less.
Okay, that's a good. Okay.
They didn't greenlight Cross because there was it. Cross was not greenlit because Trigger was so successful.
Right.
It wasn't like this is such a moneymaker. We got to do something with it.
Right.
The history of Trigger comes out. It's moderately pretty successful in Japan. There is a visual novel follow-up to the game on a Super Nintendo add-on peripheral that operated via satellite download.
So nobody
What the
played,
fuck?
So nobody played it.
What?
So nobody played it, but there was an insane preservation effort made by people to preserve the Radical Dreamers in its entirety.
Because the Chrono Trigger fandom is hardcore.
Yeah.
And then at some point, the writer, because Yuji Horii, the creator of Dragon Quest, it's his idea
Shut
for
up, Kenny.
Trigger.
Steve likes this shit. You can't say anything.
Yes.
It's his idea.
Right.
The script writer is Masato Kato, who also wrote the backstory for Tifa and Cloud in 7, and did the Ninja Gaiden cutscenes on the NES.
Okay.
Okay, so I know
Damn,
you guys get all like, what's his birthday?
I get it. Guys, that's just fucking Jesus Christ, man.
Humans made things you enjoy.
Yes, exactly. I know.
Simmons hate you.
Yes.
He hates you.
Mikado.
Anyways, he's the script writer.
Okay.
Yuji Horii comes up with it. Hey, I have this crazy idea. I want to do this time travel thing. Here's my plot points. Kato is the script writer, so he writes the full script. But Kato also, his contribution is the Age of Antiquity. Janus, Shala.
Yeah.
All of that.
It felt like a completely different story.
That's his specific from his brain.
Yeah, it
Not
feels like a different story.
Not from Horii's original.
That's
brain.
crazy.
But it's a collab. He's a script writer, so he comes up with the whole Age of Antiquity and all of that part of the story.
Nuts, right?
He wanted to keep writing more stuff, so he came up with Radical Dreamers because it's a visual novel. It's a simple thing. There's not a ton of graphics or anything, so he could just write more. Chrono Cross is a remake, basically like a fleshed out version
Of what his idea.
the visual novel Radical Dreamers was made into a full game. And that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted to do. It's kind of like his big project.
I getcha.
So that is. So Cross was done at a time where
Cross is a collaborative effort, but no, I'm saying Trigger is a collaborative effort, but Cross is more of a this guy's vision who worked on the project gets his own thing.
Yeah, because Chrono Trigger was made by what is known as the Dream Team.
Yeah.
Which is like all the people from Dragon Quest, Akira Toriyama and his crew, and also the Final Fantasy guys.
You know what this is starting to sound like? Fucking Star Wars. Because it wasn't just George Lucas. A lot of people had their ideas
They
put into
compared it to the Bulls.
Bulls.
There's even references in the game to like basketball and baseball.
Of like the Disney 7 or whatever, like the classic,
the Nine Old Men.
The 9 Old Men.
There's a dev room in one of the endings of Chrono Trigger where you can literally talk to the devs.
Oh yeah.
You can literally talk to the developers, and they talk about it. They talk about it being a dream team.
Oh, wow,
Similar
that's
to like
awesome.
basketball and stuff.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a dream. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Dream Team project, which is why it was so good.
Because at the time, Enix was not part of Squaresoft. They were competitors.
Right.
They were rivals. But their star players came together to make a collaborative game, which is Trigger.
Right. So can you imagine if it didn't have the Age of Antiquity? Like it would be a completely different.
That'd be
game.
much less interesting.
Yeah,
the Age of Antiquity is where it gets like really
like what is happening? Yeah, what's going on?
What is happening?
Yeah. You start.
The Age of Antiquity was where I realized why Simmons will just straight jerk it to this game. As soon as I was
Just
playing
in
through
time.
Just in time.
I'm like, look at all this Nausicaa shit. Look at all this Castle in the Sky shit. Of course, Simmons
It's
loves
Age
this
of
fucking
Antiquity,
game.
and it's just not even like it's not even trying to hide what it is.
So
It's
then
just
what
a Studio Ghibli movie.
So then what was it like playing that game at like 12 or 11 10 or 12
Yeah.
years
So
old.
how the fuck old were you when you played it?
It goes on 11 or 12. Like,
Steven.
Oh my
Like,
god!
what was it like playing
I honestly
that
couldn't
game?
even tell you.
You know, like
So Steve, I have a
because
question.
It's such a
You
Because
played-
my-
I played FF7 when I was like 14.
So the problem was that I didn't play it until I was much older because like I don't like RPGs. Even as a kid, I didn't like a fucking RPG. I don't like it. So my brother was the biggest fan.
Did you watch him play it?
I only watched. He collected the endings. He put it on a VHS tape. He figured out how to rig.
I did that with old RPGs too.
Yeah, he figured out how to rig. And you gotta understand, there's no HDMI cables back in the day. Back in my day,
You gotta put
you had to put
your VCR on L.
and all these connections, all this stuff. So he figured out to rig the place, or
kids did that.
the SNES to the VCR to the TV and connect everything. He was recording endings. I still have the VHS tape of my older brother of that stuff. So one day I finally decided to watch it, and I'm seeing all these endings, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm confused.
Sure.
So as I got older, I think he like moved out, and I had the cartridge. So I was like, yeah, sure, I got
Is that still the same stuff that's in there?
Yeah,
Those are pretty much your brother's.
that's all his stuff. That's all his stuff.
Sick.
I said, you know, I got some free time. Let me go, shoot it out.
So how old were you? Give me a general few years.
15, 16.
Oh, that's perfect.
Still,
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
Yeah, no, dude.
Well, okay, because that was like
straight
you
up
for
yeah.
Final Fantasy.
My theory is, in your formative years, I don't think some people will hold on to shit from their childhood,
Yeah.
like before 10
Or
years
listen,
old,
that's enough.
for like a long time.
Yeah.
To me, that's not the case. I like the stuff from my childhood. We like G.I. Joe. I
Yeah.
like Transformers and Mega Man and stuff like that. Isn't like my my definitive elements. No,
Yeah.
the stuff when I was a teenager, Marvel vs. Capcom, Final Fantasy VII, like getting into later Street Fighters and fighting games, so Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
That's all right when I was a teenager, like 13 to
Yeah.
15. But it's the same shit from my parents, my mom especially. Dude, the stuff that happened when they were teenagers and their literal formative years make you who you fucking are.
That's why
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
were so
Well, this is who you become, who you are.
Well, I hate the world now. You want to know why? Because
Go on.
I freaking
I know.
Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. You know what they call it now?
Unk Fighter 2.
No, they call it City of the Unks.
City of the Unks.
Yeah, Fatal Fury, City of the Unks. And it's like, bro, when we were kids, our parents would be like, stop playing video games, you're too old for that now. Now we're older, and kids are like, stop playing that video game, City of the Unks, you're too old for that now. I'm like, god damn, can we get a break, please? Like, damn, man.
That's a funny observation.
Like, god damn, dude, I can't play
Criticism has never changed.
Yeah, it's like, damn, the parents used to yell at us for playing video games, you're too old for that. Now we're old, and we can't play video games, you're too old for that. Well, fuck you.
Well, like if you think about it, like that.
Is that kettle corn or regular peanut?
Regular.
Regular? Oh, okay.
You know what's like that? Like that
Pretty
age
big.
range. Because like you think about it, like not just video games. Like Jackass. Jackass came out, and every kid that was from like 15 to 16 was obsessed with it, and they like MTV. And now you think about it, like so that's why some of the biggest YouTubers are like
Professional jackassers.
professional jackassers, like people that are like in their late 20s, like early 30s, that are doing stupid, like what is it? Fucking just.
So we're
dumb
saying
shit.
the fall of society is due to Johnny Knoxville.
Or maybe, but like it's just like whatever. Like if adults doing really dumb shit, but like you can't be too old. You have to be like from 25 to like 20 to 30, and doing this unemployed shit. Kids will love it because they're like, this is the shit I dream of doing. You know,
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
Same shit.
Andy Milonakis.
Andy Milonakis. Then it goes to the Paul brothers and all that shit. You know,
The Vine era.
it's like the Vine area. Right? No, not 40. 40 is too old. You're Unk. Unk is like a different status. Like you got to be like 25.
Who?
Unk.
No,
40.
40.
Yeah. 25 to about 32. And you're just doing unemployed stuff, and you're capturing. Cause like I said, it's
That's just me.
Yeah.
Assist me. Old ass bitch.
You're capturing like kids that are like, oh my god, I want to go around and like jump in a shopping cart and fall off and like it's that age. It's like 13 to 17.
20-year-old teenager.
13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So now it's like 25-year-old teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of going back to what you're saying too with the formative years. I really try to fight against that personally a lot.
More.
I don't like to be. I don't want to use the term. I'll use a less harsh term. I want to be beholden to my nostalgia. I'm like beholden to the formative years, where it's like, no, like okay, so whatever your first RPG is the greatest RPG, and no other RPG can be as great as that RPG.
Well, that's me in Final Fantasy VIII.
I think the difference between being beholden and just being nostalgic
Is resisting other things.
is the idea of just showcasing showcasing that magic that you have when you first saw it for the first time, and trying to bestow that idea onto other people.
Yeah.
It's literally impossible.
What do I do with
especially
fighting
when
games?
you're- Yeah,
Well,
it's- because again, our parents used to try to do that. Like my mom was trying to show me like Marvin Gaye and
Miles Davis.
When we were
Miles
kids,
Davis,
we
stuff
didn't
like
get
that.
it.
And we were like,
Bro,
this is lame
my
as
We
middle
didn't
name
get it.
My middle name is
Where's my
Miles Davis.
NWA? Like, no, I want to listen to like Spice One and LL Cool J.
And now that I'm older, I'm like, damn.
and now
Mom.
you try to explain NWA, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys,
shit.
and they're like,
Not even
what?
that?
Like what? And they're like, no, where's little Yaya and little Pookie?
You had
And
to
I'm
know
like,
that.
fuck.
You had to know that was an
No,
idea.
not even that.
Well, you knew what was gonna happen. You did. But there was a part of you that felt like that stuff was going to last forever. Why? Because
It was young. It was youthful.
well, not even that, because they showed us like, hey, Wu-Tang is forever type shit, like, oh damn, this is gonna be the rebellious thing that's gonna last, that's gonna be something triumphant. Some motherfuckers are doing concerts, old men on stage going Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. It's like, bro, get off the stage. Breathing heavy. It's like, bro, get off the stage.
That's where you're wrong, Steve. That's where you're wrong. Because in other music, the Rolling Stones and all these other people do it till they're fucking 70 and people go fucking nuts. But in the black community, if you're 45 or 50, get off the fucking stage, old man. No, that hip hop culture needs to fuck off, bro.
Are you saying hip hop
Because
culture is
fuck that,
naturally
dude.
skewed
If the
towards
Rolling
younger?
Stones
Yes,
and all these other motherfuckers
Jay-Z coined
in
it all.
rock,
All the old white dudes.
and all these
Phil
he
Collins
says,
literally
Phil
on stage
Collins,
until he's dying.
You know what I'm saying?
He says that hip-hop-
Why can't hip hop do that? Why do we have to push away our old artists that fucking made this genre what it is? And they're like, get off the stage.
I'll
You're
let him finish
50.
rap.
You're 50. Fuck off. No, fuck that.
I didn't know this. I'm actually curious. I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
exists. And then they're like, and it's like, why? Why do we have to push them off when other fucking genres of music hold them up in regard? And let's go fucking see them and let's go support them. And Metallica, all this other shit. But fucking Wu-Tang
But
or Ice
Kenny is
Cube
saying
get up
is that-
there. Get out, you're old. Why does the black community do that to its artists?
What Kenny's saying is that old grunge and 90s shit and much less stuff from way
Fucking
earlier,
whack.
like 60s to 80s,
Hard
is still
rock or whatever.
is still blissfully celebrated.
Yeah.
And like, we'll put them on front of the Super Bowl and all that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But when it comes to like, R&B, hip hop, or hip hop specifically, it's
Yeah.
not.
You make fun of them.
You make fun of them for being old.
Okay,
That's fucked up.
That's interesting. I didn't know that existed.
Let me explain.
Steve's
this.
side.
Yes, let me explain this. Jay-Z already coined this like a long time ago. It's like hip hop is a young man's game, and to understand that is the simple fact that hip hop is rebellious. That's how it started. It started off as a means to an end of
Punk
a
rock.
culture of people that
Rock and roll.
wanted to express their frustration with their situation and their culture and their livelihood. Hip hop is poetry in motion. It's people that are explaining their environment in real time. When you get older, that rebelliousness leaves. You become more responsible.
I don't think it. Yeah, it does lead, but you know why? You're not nearly as naive.
Yeah.
I think being naturally rebellious at a younger age comes with some naivety of like how things work, like how the world is.
It's not necessarily how-
that you can't. It isn't just one way or be this. Now you have to like meet things in between sometimes.
It's not just that. It's the fact that that music is designed to change the outlook of their situation.
Sure.
And when you get to a certain age after that, and you don't change that outlook, you have nothing to rap about that helps that community.
That you're not technically culturally relevant.
Yes, you're not culturally relevant
Okay.
in that particular mindset. And so if you look at somebody like Pac, him passing away at that point makes sense.
Cemented his place.
Cemented his place.
Yeah, he
as the
literally
greatest
cannot
hip-hop.
grow.
Because if he had gotten older and let's say, he got a big mansion and he's becoming an actor and stuff like that.
He'd have
all
become
of the stuff-
Ice-T.
Yes, all of the stuff that he says would not still be relevant because they'd see, oh, he's a sellout now, blah, blah, blah.
It cemented his place in time.
But what hip hop is that it is a form of expression of a time of rebelliousness that is formative of like the Black Panthers and everything like that. But
And to us, that's the 90s.
that is the 90s.
That is
They
literally
don't-
the
you
riots.
can say
It's
that-
the
you can
90s,
say that
dude.
about
Like the
punk
whole
rock.
fucking point
You
of
can
this
say
shit
about Metallica.
was the oppression
You can
and
say
stuff that
that-
was happening around this community at the time, and it was deeply ingrained into all of us. Like we all just knew this shit was happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So it comes down to the people that actually create the music and what is the goal of it. Is it just to make music or is it to start a
Send a
movement?
message.
And a lot of
about to
that,
make
and a
music.
lot of that is like, again how you just how you interpret it.
Sure.
So yeah. So
I see what you mean. Which is why a lot of that stuff. So you're saying is that a lot of the older stuff that was related to an era of which you lived through, so you understand.
Yeah.
You have the perspective.
Yeah.
Like that stuff hits.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a way that a lot of the modern stuff, which is like
Absolutely.
Because here, I'm just gonna throw it out without having any idea what the fuck has happened to like hip hop culture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a lot of it is beef related, where it's like rappers against rappers.
No, I mean, well, that's
Well, that's
just-
also a
Is that just
problem.
what gets the most clicks and shit like that?
Well, I mean,
That's
but
also
that's
a problem with rap music. Why? What other genre of music do they beef with each other? They don't beef with each other in country music. They don't beef with each other in rock. They don't. It's rap music. That's only we're only beefing with each other. What genre has that? What genre has people
Okay, there's-
killing each other?
Okay, there is nothing wrong with beefing with each
Yeah,
other.
sure, but it's nothing wrong. But like,
Karis-
what other genres killing? What other country music people are killing each other?
KRS One started that beef in New York. It was Brooklyn versus the Bronx, and that was like the early forms of hip hop, where it was just MCs presenting who was the best MC.
Sure.
And whoever's the king gets to get that crown. You have to fight for it. That's the
But
point.
why is it just in rap? Why no other genre does that?
Well, they
Like
don't-
sure, I like beef, but it's just weird that like certain beef elevates to people dying.
Okay, that's just gangster rap, and that really
There
is
was that-
you're asking the wrong questions, Kenny.
There was that one song
I'm asking
from the
the
Beatles,
right questions.
and the Beatles sang, they're like, back in the USSR, the Beach Boys can suck a dick. Beach Boys suck a dick. That's what it was. It started there.
Yes, yeah. Rap beef is
It doesn't
very
escalate as hard. Like Elton John
Yeah.
has like thrown mad shade at Madonna. But
Yeah, stuff like that. They don't make a song about it, but in hip hop culture,
people
they
are
make songs
dying
about
in
it.
hip hop because well, I don't like you.
That is new age trap music.
Not even- it's-
Yeah, because you're talking about like West Coast, East Coast, West Coast beef between Biggie and Pac. That was like the only time that really happened.
I don't know, there's
Outside
other-
of
there's
that,
other rappers
now
that died.
now you have.
Is
trap,
that
which
one
like
of the reasons potentially why oh god, what the fuck is what's the name of it? Our wrestling game with all the rappers.
Oh, Def Jam.
Def
Def Jam. Is that one of the
Yeah,
reasons why
Def
Def Jam is as notorious as
Yeah,
it is?
it's
Because it's them beefing
beefing
literally
with
with each other?
Absolutely.
I'm lost.
There's again, there's nothing wrong with hip hop beef. It elevates the culture because
Like-
it's competition. And again, MCing is about what? What's the title of an MC? Master of Ceremonies. That means you are the greatest.
That's Master Chief.
Oh, there you go, Master Chief. Yeah, it is the greatest musician or artist within your community. So if you're gonna hold that title, people are gonna come for it.
Here's the thing. Here's where
And
I'm
in
gonna
urban
get,
culture, you fight for stuff.
Here's where I'm gonna get like way too deep into this whole hip hop thing and this whole hip hop culture and all this stuff, where it's just way too deep. But it could just come back from the time of just even back to the days of slavery. I had to be the best. You like the Dirty Dozens and all this stuff. Like when we had to fight each other. And I'm like, maybe I'm getting too uncle.
Well, you mentioned
like
you
that.
mentioned
Very unk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mode.
I don't think that's unk,
but
that's
the thing is-
grass.
You mentioned-
yeah, but the thing is too, it's just like
You mentioned Dirty
it's just
Dozen.
like hip hop people with beef has gotten to the point where people like will fight and kill each other and shit like that. It doesn't happen in any other genre of music.
Yeah,
But it goes back to the day where it's like, well, I'm the best of this thing, and it goes back to like the dozens and stuff like
specifically
that.
relevant
you know?
to music is a little naive. That just happens.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
That
like,
happens in
no
culture.
Other music, in culture,
right, but
like,
it wouldn't if the music.
it's the culture, but like no other culture does it.
If the
man.
music wasn't there, they would probably still be doing it only because of the environment that they're being put
That's a
into.
territory thing.
Yeah,
like it's related
It's the
to
environment that's put into it.
you
It's not,
represent
I
something.
wouldn't necessarily blame the music, Kenny.
it's not the music, but yeah, I guess it is. You know, it's just
It's a plight in a culture.
Yeah,
We
it's a
understand.
culture that just got into the music, and so I get
Yes,
you. I get you. You
And
know?
the music is just
But
representation.
it's just something that I'm like.
And that is why Def Jam 3 is not happening.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty much why every
Well,
single time you get those guys
a
hyping
lot of the time people talk about Def Jam 3 and you ask yourself,
No, it's them doing it, bro. It's their Twitter and shit doing it.
you're right, what I'm saying.
It's them egging on. It's some rando.
But the idea of Def Jam 3 comes to the idea of the general public. Who in the hell is going to be the new generation of wrestlers? None of these rappers even fit the bill of being a wrestler. And even then, Snoop Dogg's skinny ass, like being the top wrestler, was kind of over there. Like we.
I always wondered about that because it's Fight for New York. I'm like, he's Long Beach.
LA.
Yeah, he's LA. He's
I'm like, why is he the? Why
It's
is
like
he
the
king
most
of
West
New
Coast
York?
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, why is he
yeah,
the
it's
king
like-
of New York? I thought he was.
It just worked.
But it just worked.
I don't know, Chad.
It just worked, and so the characters that are there were kind of larger than life just because of how much impact they had in hip hop. But hip hop,
because
or not
celebrities
just
are
hip hop now.
Just because celebrities are different now.
Yes, music in general is so all over the place that you wouldn't know who the hell these fucking characters are, and it'd be a completely different generation of people that
Alright,
understand
thank
that
you very
stuff.
much, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Just the way records and
Albums really good.
work
It's
nowadays. It would just be
it's all streams. It's all streams now.
Yeah,
we don't do CDs.
it
We don't
would
do
just-
records. It's all streams.
ignoring the fact that like you could never afford because people got screwed on their voiceover work on Def Jam.
Yeah, none of them got paid. None of them got paid.
The fact, just avoid the fact that that's just not going to happen for those logistical reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
It's also the like you're saying, also the fact of like how would you cast this?
Yeah.
What would like how
Who
many,
would be the new rapper?
Who's following this enough that you would actually know? Because there's I forget how many 40 something odd characters in.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There's so
heads.
many, and it's
Yeah.
like, can you find enough people that like you say, because the genres are so almost subgenre to subgenre to subgenre, right? It's not like rap, in general.
Right.
Quote, unquote. It's
I'm
like-
sorry. I'm distracted by your stupid shirt. Does that say Kith?
It's a brand.
What the fuck?
Kith?
And look, it's the fucking characters are like looking at each other about the Kith. What is this?
Now
Keith.
Now
Keith.
Keith.
Now Keith.
Steve, the problem is you don't know streetwear.
Oh, that is not. You're right. You're probably right. I'm not hip to the groove
You
of
don't
the new
understand
age,
streetwear.
the new age style of you youngsters.
And that
fuck?
same point of just like star power not being the same, you can't do a new Def Jam.
Oh.
Unless you just put in Unks.
Well,
Yeah, like
no,
Def
like-
Jam Unk edition would be okay.
Not only that, like the star power, like that's gone. Like we talked
what I'm
about it,
saying.
like we talked about it before. Like in the 80s and 90s, star power was a thing.
Yes.
Now, like you can have like, oh, Robert Downey Jr.'s in this new movie.
There's a
I
direct
don't care.
reason for that.
You know?
And there is a level of exposure that the internet has given us.
Yes.
Where if you have to place our asses back in time.
Yeah.
Where you were like looking forward to a movie with an actor in it.
Yeah.
And when was the last time you saw or heard from that person, bro?
Yeah.
Probably the movie they
2026.
worked on before that,
I
which
know.
could be a year or two in the past.
Yeah.
So you would not get an update on this person's life or what they are doing with their talent until,
Yes.
several fucking years. Maybe
Yeah.
you get a small
There's
inkling
no
from this or
mistake
that.
anymore.
They were a guest on some shit. Like, it was a little bit. Now, like, everybody's on all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone appears very normal. They're
Yeah.
just very good, right? They're just obviously talented and very good. But everybody that there is no like mystical, like Michael Jackson was a fucking god.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there was this person was
Oh,
literally
yeah.
like living in a different world and reality until like all this stuff happens and it brings it kind of crashing down to a level that is like, oh, what is happening?
Yeah, yeah.
What is actually happening? But still, it's like that was the level, like Elvis and shit like that, dude. Like these people are gods, and what makes a god interesting is that you can't communicate with them. You can't directly. They don't talk back to you. They don't. You don't hear what they have to say about rubber or some
You know what's
random
wild?
factoid.
You know what's
That-
wild?
that-
That's the big plot of Secret Wars in the comic. like with Doctor Doom, and he becomes like the god. Like after a while, they're like, dude, you like nobody can see you and all this kind of. If
You're yapping too much.
Yeah.
So I think
kinda wild.
the big three was Beatles, Elvis, Michael,
Yes,
and
100%.
they all knew each other, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's kinda crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like,
And now it's like who are like for example, the musical gods in my head is 100%
Madonna.
Tupac and Kurt Cobain.
Ooh.
It's the two. They're like
Yes.
gods because we never got to a point to really sit with them
Yes.
in many situations.
And you
We
know
only
what's
had
wild?
so much of we could hear of what they had to say or
and it was
do.
wild. Then you go back to old interviews and they have like millions of views
Yes.
because you never saw that.
Because there was just
You didn't
only
see
so
that.
fucking much of it.
Yeah, there was only you barely saw that, and they're like, "Holy shit!" There was
I
an
thought you were
interview
gonna
with
say
Kurt
like
Cobain.
Lady Gaga or something like that.
No. I mean people that are like gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I get you, Gaga.
Kurt
Okay.
Cobain
Yeah.
was like out of like the ultimate grunge guy.
Yeah.
Beginning of grunge in the '90s, and then obviously Tupac right around a
I
similar
think
time.
I think it's because he like kind of redefined rock.
yes, they did.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
But it was also that they didn't like grow along with it.
Yeah.
They stopped.
They stopped, right.
They fucking
Right.
stopped.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was they had their moment.
Yeah.
Bam, done.
Yeah.
It's like
It was like
preserves and-
it was
Bob
less
Marley.
it was less about them and more of their impact. You know? Isn't
Well, a
that
little bit of
crazy?
both.
Yeah.
column A and column B.
Anyway, it's just fascinating. It's fascinating because nowadays,
Yeah.
just by comparison, when you have so much exposure to people constantly, like you just become less of a deity.
You know what's funny? The only
general.
time that star power works now is in animated features.
Well,
Well, think about it, right?
right for like celebrity.
Well, for
casting.
celebrity, because like right now, because like if you come up with a movie,
That's not true, dude. The Transformers movie had a fucking crazy cast. And the movie was incredible, and no one gave a fuck.
no one gave a shit.
But it was marketed
I-
very poorly.
Yeah, it was
You know
marketed
what?
poorly.
But even word of mouth didn't
But the
help
thing
it.
is too,
I want to say that people these days will or somebody on Twitter actually mentioned something funny where he was like, "There's no more movie stars. What killed the movie star was the Marvel movies or superhero movies because
Because
not,
they actually became superheroes.
right.
Yeah.
It's not about the actor playing the superhero. It's about the superhero.
That was
Yeah.
intentional.
right.
That was 100% intentional.
Yeah,
by the
absolutely.
studio. They wanted studios wanted to kill star power.
Star power. Right. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't want star power. They wanted brand power.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, it makes a lot more sense for a studio to have a property character that is worth a lot instead of the actor.
Actor that's worth more.
And here's
But
the
then
here's the problem. It backfired the fuck
backfired.
on them because now they're bringing back all the star power.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's all they have.
Yeah, because
so
it's
Robert
just
Downey
like-
gets like $200 million or
Yeah,
some
because like
shit.
Robert Downey, and then freaking Captain America. It's like Chris,
The entire premise
How do
of the
you
new
do it?
movie is that it's actually Cap.
Yeah.
And then because what happened was, that was like the mentality at the time, but now those characters are so directly synonymous that they can't be replaced by new Cap.
Yes,
No.
They cannot be replaced by new Iron Man. You can't do that. And now Robert Downey and like everybody else, Chris Evans, are directly synonymous with these properties, so it sort of backfired over time. Like it was true.
And this is why it was so difficult.
Hugh Jackman, thank you.
yeah.
This is why it was so difficult to recast T'Challa. Like this is why it's so difficult to
It wasn't
recast what's his name.
Difficult. They just
it's
made
like-
they made a bad decision. They made a decision they thought was right, but at the end of the day, it was just a bad decision. Because if it was any other actor, they would have replaced it.
Do you think they would have replaced
There
Robert
was-
Downey Jr.?
Yes.
If he had
There-
passed?
It would not have gone. It would not have gone over well.
No, it would not have.
They would have done it. How many different Batmans have there been? How many different other different?
That's after the character retires.
But even though
There is
That's
no
the reboot.
good way to do that.
Yeah.
There was no end to that story in a way that has you recasting or not casting,
And
a
everyone would
person
be
that
happy.
has passed
Yeah,
away
none of
that
yeah.
is beloved in
Yeah.
a way that will make everybody happy.
Yeah, no one would there was going to be a sea of people that
There
would
are
be
people that are going to be fine with it, and there's people that are
Sure.
not fine
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
Absolutely, but the thing is, the character itself deserves to live and be
exactly
on.
which
Sure.
is what which is goes back to my point where
Yeah.
the
But,
character
but-
becomes more
Yeah, but then
is
Max is
more
like right,
important than
where
the
the
character.
face of the actor just
It's
just
so synonymous.
It's so synonymous with
and
it.
he still
It's so
is.
wild.
Yes.
Like in our heads, there's no way you put anybody else
on that
When-
character as of
all
right
I
now.
saw in that 1943 trailer was like, this guy does not look like the other guy.
Right,
Like,
right.
That's a different guy. And the
And-
same thing with Cap. I was like, these are different fucking
And
guys.
I felt that way
Avengers. universe.
I felt that way with Jack Nicholson's Joker. I
But
did.
no,
and
it-
Heath Ledger came in and murdered it. But it had to be a reboot. You cannot put that in the same universe.
So also did something different.
Yes.
But also-
yes,
Not
Not
absolutely.
the same. Not trying to be the same.
Not trying to be the
Look
same
how
thing.
many
That's what we're
different
saying.
Batmans we've had.
And again, those are different universes.
And
Those
how
are
many
different.
different
And also, a
Supermans.
lot of them haven't worked very well.
Yes.
Like just for perspective.
Yeah.
Like there's been varying levels of like, has
Yeah,
this
yeah,
been
yeah,
okay or not?